Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Hero, Psych Defender of the Fatherland, off hitting an exciting 1 vs 1 on Arnhem checkpoint. The setting is Europe 1944, Western Europe that is. The Americans are knocking here at the door of Germany. In the south we've got Heinous fighting for America, freedom, democracy, the Second Armored, tasked with blazing its path through the German lines here under the command of Jove. None other than Jove, fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Taking on the role of the 21st Panzer Division with mobile defense, mechanized assault, and lightning war. Interesting choice of the mechanized assault. I'm seeing more players actually pop it into sort of their commander selection, though most of them aren't making a lot of use out of it, though. Still, it seems to be an indicator of some kind of meta change there. Triple infantry for Jove versus heavy cavalry, rifle company, and airborne for Heinous with triple infantry. Noting no infantry company, which has been very popular as of late with the Americans. Of course, a lot of the others are sort of, rather more meta. Striking shape for the centre, not focusing on the resource there, at least personally, I'd say. Rather home taking control of the village centre, then sort of maybe push for control from there on. Whereas Jove is pushing forward, but he's also making a more concerted effort towards the western side and gaining control of the fuel. Double rifles out there for Heinous, gunning the MG42s for Jove. Standard stuff. Right from there, we'll probably try and take control of. Sneak up here using the terrain to hide up. The fencing, of course, making for some very good sneaking ability. Except he then. Well, that just seemed weird. I mean, maybe he was worried Joe would see through him anyways, but it just seems like he was just going to go up here, that way, behind. Instead, he goes up here, that way, and then back again? That was just weird. Third rifle on the way there for Heinous. Grenadiers have been caught by the reactions and the riflemen are machine gunning about there, and there go rifle partitions to see that happen. Going for the cuff point here, putting some pressure there on Jove's resource flow in the early game. Machine gun repositioning, nice work there by Heinous. Need to cover around the MG4, and there goes sticking his nose up too far. The MG42, there we go. Suppresses the rifleman very quickly. Grenadiers moving up, they're already low in health. Other rifle squad should be able to push up for here, but they sort of take a bit of a distance. They aren't. Rears are now being suppressed, need to get the cuff point defended. And there you go, trying to flank the MG42. Now the MG42 is firing at the farthest away target. It's arc of fire. The rifle could push through here very good, since the MG42 does take some time to swing the machine gun from one end of the arc to the other. So I'm guessing that was basically Heinous' plan, in which case, well done there. Taking advantage of the turn rate of the MG42. Nice work, catching Joe off guard there. Sniper on the way there to try and bleed out Heinous in the early game. An interesting move there by Jove. We'll have to see if it works out, but right now he's losing resources. Of course, at the same time, very importantly, Heinous isn't gaining a lot. He's so far been aiming for a very disruptive start, trying to disrupt Jove's resource flow, rather than concerning himself with getting one of his own. So, I mean, as long as Jove can ensure doesn't waste too much resource, he should still be able to sort of pull something out of there. So will it be interesting to see how this fully works out. Heinous here could already consider heavy carry and begin to lay down mines, using his rifle and slowing down Jove's advances and approaches. Double echelons could be Heinous, might be lining up here for rifle company, just wants to grab more territory to sort of help up for the fact he didn't grab a lot in the early game. There's certainly a few interpretations that can be applied to Heinous' build order. As for Jove, double grenadier sniper MG42, a bit of a lighter one, can bleed out a lot, but it does struggle with the map control if he's not careful. Reasons going for the fuel point. Other reasons squat nearby. Grenadiers should be able to deal with that unless they get specifically ganged up on. And there you go, rifle getting sniped. My god, it's a sniper. Get down. Oh, hey, look there. That's Terrence. He's doing a good job. He's dead, Sarge. Uh-oh. Sniper fire there in the rifle. More rifle flanking. Going here for the sniper. Very good work there by Heinous. And he's got grenadiers versus re-echelons. MG4 choosing up here on the victory point. Sniper further falling back, 2 kills. Grenadiers pushing back the rifleman. Up here we got nothing further going on for Jove, and we got rifleman here. Oh, reactions as the Grenadiers easily being that out. MG4 got the victory point. Farther up north, snipers can push back all the way to the base. The Jove not taking up. Question here, of course, is what is Jove then planning? He's going for the 3rd Grenadier squad, so not a semi-fast tier 2. So he's certainly going to be sticking around for the tier 1 a bit longer, but now focusing on the eastern side. I mean, that's definitely one way of playing around. If your opponent sort of tries to dig in hard, they can take a longer path. Of course, in this case, it means the cut-off point here becomes a lot more vital for Jove. And Heinous, of course, is very quick to realise this and seize upon it. Back at base though, we got take up here for Heinous going for the Lieutenant. He's going to try and keep up the momentum here with some more aggressive tactics. The Lieutenant, possibly anti-aircraft half attacks with the M20, 50 calibers, certainly also seem to be a very likely possibility then. Heinous moving in from, moving from the eastern side here, pressuring the village there, or town centre, I suppose would be a better way of putting it. Going for the carve point there, though it's not one that helps Jove a lot, it's more one that's important for Heinous who wants to get access to the fuel there. Other fuel points secured, so I mean, Jove has got both fuel points, he just doesn't have any of them connected. M20 on the way for Heinous, that's actually a bit rare to see nowadays. Most players go for the anti-aircraft straight away, though of course the M20 is just out faster, and can that way put more pressure on the field faster. But it is on the hand a bit weaker versus light vehicles like the 2-2, unless the Axis planning on laying down a bunch of mines and hoping to bait the 2-2 into those. Pioneers with his reactions here. Actually, we got some telemines up here from Jove already, probably anticipating some kind of fast vehicular response there from Heinous. Very nice work there. Lieutenant flanking the MG42, of course, also telling Jove what he's gone for, though I imagine Jove had it rather figured out with those early telemines. You don't exactly have to be Sherlock Holmes to deduce your opponent is in very most cases likely going to go for the Lieutenant. Elementary, my dear Watson, we're dealing with Americans. They always go for the platoon command post, because they're shice dogs. Anyways, M20 rolling ahead, you've got the armored skirts on the way, and MB40 needs to fall back. Ooh, close to getting wiped there, the 50 cover there for people, I think he gets the wipe. And that was definitely, I think, faster than Jove anticipated. I mean, most players, while they might go for the Lieutenant, the platoon command post do not go for the M20. And the M20 is actually surprisingly efficient in a lot of cases. It's just the anti-aircraft tactic does the job a lot better, but the M20 does have a few advantages. There we go, Grenadiers taking heavy casualties, just piling up 4 kills within a minute of arrival. It's just wreaking havoc on Jove. Sacrifice reaction squad there for the MD42. I think that's a trade-off that Heinous was more than well off in making. And then go roughing against the Lieutenant. Almost got a wipe there, but not quite. I'm trying to be pulled back here for repairs. Back here, I like to make a nice company up for Jove. That'll likely be the 2-2 to counter the M20. Yes, indeed. We'll have to see how Heinous prepares for this, because he should be anticipating a 2-2 to counter his M20. I mean, that would be the most common choice in a lot of situations, and I imagine there'll be some mines. He'd be a good spot. He would be a good spot. This is also a pretty good spot. Hard to say that exactly what Heinous is planning. Is Jove going for minesweepers? He is not. So he's clearly not anticipating Heinous so far. At least he's laying down mines to try and catch up his light vehicle. So far though, Heinous... Oh, there we go. Popping down the M20 mine, specifically the M6 anti-tank mine. Ground points in the east. So there we go. M6 anti-tank mine down to the 2 rolling down. Quick engagement here. MG42 falls back by the 2-2, and the M20 there being punctured by the autocannon. He's clearly, I think, trying to bait him into the M6 anti-tank mine there. We'll have to see though if it's too obvious for Joe what he's doing there. It's not impossible. Again, the fact that Joe so far has not bothered with minesweepers at least would indicate he is so far not suspecting anything. We'll probably have to pop smoke here. Smoke! Smoke! Smoke, Heinous! Oh, no, never mind, he doesn't need it. He successfully baited him, and there we go. The 2-2-2 goes down. A high-risk bait there by Heinous, but he pulls it off, taking out Jove's 2-2-2. You rarely get to see someone actually use the M6 anti-tank mine, but Heinous here did it very skillfully versus Jove, utterly annihilating his armoured car. Well done there, well done there. Sniper with 11 kills. Back here we got another 2-2 for Joe to help deal with that M20, but this time I imagine he's going to be a bit more cautious. At least I hope so. But obviously if Heinous expects a second one, most players will not bother with the second 2-2 in most situations, so he might figure these, off for that one, but it could be here again. He is prepared and will be laying down more mines, and even then Jove doesn't go for another 2-2. The M6 mines could be used for, say, a Panzer IV, Stug, Tiger tanks, Stugi, Puma. I mean, essentially, there's a lot here Jove can call in, and the M6 and the tank man is just great versus it all. I mean, if it doesn't destroy it, it gets immobilized, and if it's immobilized, it's a lot easier for Heinous to deal with. But, now he did lose something, and I believe machine gun summer. The question, of course, is where did it die? Guessing it was inside a house. So that's a bit of a loss there for Heinous. Small victory for Jove. For Deutschland. Up here, we got the mortar group is called for the reactions. We do have some artillery out there for Jove. Not a bad choice, not a bad choice. M20 rolling forward. He's going to Panzerfaust it. This time, he should have a chance of destroying it. Mortar being repulsed as well. And there you go, pops out the crew. And pops in the vehicle as well, or the reactions instead, to basically allow the vehicle to hit with the bazooka while the M20 gets away. Very nice maneuver there by Heinous. Very nice. Some sharp work there, sharp work. Troops are healing and enforcing. As Joe prepares for the next big push, Connolly's flanking up behind, trying to find the M20. We can see there that Heinous is looking as best to try and find, you know, unusual paths to make it harder for Jove to predict where the M20 is actually moving, and that way destroy it. So nice work there by Heinous, nice work. And we got the first dog choice. It does end up being a heavy carry there for Heinous. I feel like you're going to go for it to lay down some mines here, and they still can lay down some mines, so still I think they're a good choice. And we got Rangers. Hello, we don't see Rangers that often, or they are, I think, pretty good. So nice work there by Heinous, nice work. Ground points here. Big crew push back. Up here we got nothing further going on there for Jove as of yet. No tech, no pack, no Panzergrenadier, no nothing. Harassment here attempt by Jove, very good. Captain moving in. Interesting there that Heinous is going for lieutenant into captain. Most players are going to go straight for the major, but clearly Heinous has got some other plans here. Well, he's going to ignore the captain with his bazooka. I feel that's a bit of a bad call there by Jove, to be honest. Bit of a bad call. And there's a highlight who loses the 2-2 here. Yeah, he lost. That was a really bad call there by Jove. Guess he got a bit tilted, maybe. Or too greedy. Hard to say exactly what happened there, but either way, the 2-2 bit, the dust, we got the M20 in the pursuit of the Grenadiers. Going to try and go for the wipe here. Can Jove's Grenadiers make it safely? We got Mechanised assault, and he calls in the Stugi. He calls in the Sturmgeschütz 3 Ausführung E. Oh, almost got it, but a Stugi. I mean, helpful versus the infantry, and certainly with Heinous not going straight for the major, there's a lot more room for the Stugi now to be effective. Since he doesn't have to worry about, say, Sturm coming out immediately, just begin, you know, shooting it to bits. And I got high explosive around, flying through the air like it doesn't quite care. And Rangers, they're going for the sniper, and he gets the wipe. A big loss there for Joe, a big loss for Deutschland. We will probably try and see if we can't finish them off somehow. There we go. John blown to bits there by the high explosive shell. Second shot, though, fails to make the mark, to make the impact. Damage engine the Sturmgeschütz. Stood lighting on the way to Heinous right now in the open. Almost being marked here by the Stug and the Grenadiers. Will we see a wipe here? Will we see a wipe? Heinous isn't moving. Oh, damn close there. Damn close. Joe could consider maybe sneaking in some assault Grenadiers or some Panzer Grenadiers at this stage. I mean, Heinous got a lot of mostly unupgraded infantry, and Panzer Grenadiers or assault Grenadiers could, I think, apply some rather effective harm to them. But right now, his priority probably should just be getting the Stugi fixed up and back in action. It does also mean that Joe will not be going for any medium armor anytime soon. Of course, again, Heinous going for the captain, of course, means similarly. And the Stood, of course, further reinforces this. So this is going to be, I think, a sort of extended tier 2 stage, if you will. We need to sort of think resembling medium armor, being the Stugi. Joe there going for Pantagonists, very good, very good. They definitely seem to be making a bit of a return here in the meta as of late, having been somewhat ignored in favour of just lots of Grenadiers, but there definitely seems to be an increase in players going for them, since they are pretty good in a lot of situations if you know how to use them. But they are definitely some who just seem to think they're useless, which I'd personally argue they aren't. Stugi though fixed up here for Jove, for Germany. And there you go, Stuart moving ahead. decent hit. They're nothing massive, but still should make the Stu a bit more cautious. We got the Rangers flanking in, catching the Panther Grenadiers and the Pioneers. Bomb grenade off. Oh no, cancel. Still they cross negative cover here, taking heavy damage in the process, and they're firing on the Pioneers. There you go, bomb grenade. That's a big mistake of the Heinous. Big mistake, and we could see a whop hit. There we go, Rangers down. Stoogie continue to push back the Stuart as well here. Absolutely glorious there for Jove. The Rangers didn't even kill a single Panzer Grenadier. That was catastrophically bad. Panzers going for the captain. Could we see another wipe here? That'd be huge for Jove. 2 wipes in a matter of seconds is going to be, oh, tremendous. Almost. No, he gets away. The last man standing gets away, but that was really close. That would have been 2 wipes and 2 rather expensive units in the process. Heavy firing here in the west. Grenadiers versus a single rifle squad moving through the orchard. 300 points left here for Jove. Stoogie moving ahead. Rather incautiously, I mean. He must have forgotten about the M20 man. He doesn't think he's laid down another one. Either of those are a bit dangerous. And there you go, got the M20 rushing the Panzers up north. Heinous pulls off a sneaky maneuver there. More Panzer Grenadiers for Jove. Very interesting, very interesting. Double Panzer Grenadiers. I like it. Stuart fixed up, good to go. So far, nothing that's hit this teleminer that Jove laid down. Probably been better off it laid it here or here, since it's a bit harder to avoid there. And who's been caught here with the Stuart light tank? The Fountain, though, takes a hit. Fountain takes another hit. That Fountain is just being absolutely punished there by Heinous. There he goes, Stuart moving hit, and shot bounces. He could try and use target weak point here if he wants to. Stuggies, in fact, were some of the first armoured vehicles in the German army to use heat rounds. In fact, they're sort of the type of armoured vehicle meant to use them because of the low velocity guns being not very good to, shoot up tanks, whereas the heat rounds are likely to overcome that. They still end up upgrading with bigger guns because ultimately that just is better. But there you go, Panzer push back the rifle knee. Second squad also on the move. Vet 21. Halfway 22 in fact, very good. Ambulance for Heinous. Stu E halfway to Vet 22. Joe thinks you consider taking up soon and bringing up some more armour. As for Heinous, he'd certainly also benefit from getting to take up soon. I mean, he could be playing for a Pershing, though in some ways that could have some risks. Though considering so far Joe has not taken up, they're not that big actually. Skirmishing here around the centre. Stuggie siloing repairs. Looks like he's going to try and move it in force anyways to get some hits off there. And Heinous was a bit dug in here in the west. And something went up in smoke here. M20 went down. There we go. We got Panzerjägers up for Jove. The Panzerjägers. Very nice. Very nice. Definitely not a bad choice. There's all the light vehicles, of course, also useful versus heavier armor down the road. There we go. Good hits on the Stuart. Good hits on the Stuart from inside. No. While they technically weren't supposed to do it, you could do it from inside a building, but you had to pretty much ensure every window, every door was open, and there's absolutely nothing inside otherwise, because otherwise the backdraft would kill you. Same theory applied by the way to Panzerfaust. And firing those from inside. So, little fun fact there. Still, almost got the Stuart there. Small tactical victory there for Jove. Panzerabwehr can only 40. Could be here that Jove's going to skip. He's going to go for Tiger tanks. It looks like both players might, in fact, be set on a path for calling heavies. I hope not. Kind of want to see some regular Stugies out here for Jove. I think that'd do him a lot better. At least he's going for Panzer Grenadiers. That is nice. Finding out for the carve point. Mortar fire raining down here, making it harder for Heinous to maintain control of the southern part of the town centre. As every single mortar round threatens the lives and safety of his men. Mortar they're firing, I don't think. Oh, here's barraging, going in for the captain. That can't be surprisingly durable. And there you go. Big flank here from Heinous going through the eastern part of the town to try and outmaneuver Joe's position in the village or the town centre. Very nice. Panzer can sort of deal with them close. Cover there being shattered by the Panzerjägers. Headquarters nearby to support. Gonna just need to retreat, by the way. They are very low on health. There'd be a bit of waste of a Jove just lose them like that. Heinous slowly approaching the Pershing. As for Jove, he is also slowly approaching the Tiger tank. In fact, he's got the command points ahead of Heinous, but the resources aren't quite there. Stuggy shoots, and the shot really does make much of an impact. Oh, bounced up rifleman! And not very good marksmanship from the Stug crew. Which is a bit funny because Stug crews were actually known for being, well, pretty much good at it. But there you go, Rifleman almost taken out in the end. Since the Stug crews were usually manned by the best of the German artillery branch, so they were usually very good at it. Fun fact, Stuart almost taken down here by the Pak 40 and the Stuggy. Close but no cigar, more moving up. You got the Suga teams up there for Heinous. Now deal with the Stuggy and possibly any Tigers. Slowly approaching it, slowly approaching it. More bazooka fire there. Stuggy falls back with its Schutzen. Recently shorts the Stuggy would not have access to Schutzen. That was more later model Stuggys actually. Panzer dealing with the rifle up close. I think it easily afford to close in a bit further there, but ultimately doesn't have to. Heinous men break cover and retreat. Stuggy's in repairs. Up north here, healing reinforcement going on there for Jove. Still no tag up. And Heinous similarly. So again, both players are aiming for heavy tank call-ins. Stuggy shooting. Ooh, decent hit. Ten moving ahead. Panzerjäger's moving in as well. And there you go. Stuart Veteran 2 setting out as well. Panzerjäger's nearby. Pak 40 as well. Oh, the Pak 40 falls back quite a bit. Yeah, we got grenades up. Heinous about to wonder if he's got all of these bazookas. He must have grenades, at least have his rifle with a better chance of finding all the Pentagoners and the likes. Otherwise, he's going to leave himself in a pretty weak spot. But there you go. Pak 40 also moving in. Stuggy shooting again. Most of the shots basically hit nothing. Stuart, though, is taking most of the hits from the Pak 40 on the other hand. But Panthers there need to fall back. They're low on health. And, oh, Panzerfaust takes out the Stuart. Another loss there for Heinous. But he is very, very close to the Pershing. Very close. But Jove is also very close to the Tiger tank. The Stug, on the other hand, is not getting in closer to Veteran 3. Clearly, that gunner is not one of the artillery branch's best. Admittedly, any Stuggys at this stage of the war 1944 would have been training crews that have been sort of forced into the fighting. And aren't, you know, actually fully trained crews. But there you go, Joe gets the Tiger out first. The Tiger. Heinous there soon to follow up with a Pershing. Quick rifle grenade. Joe in a pretty good position there versus Heinous. The victory point wise is still a bit behind the Americans. Pershing around as well. Tiger tank mobilized. No pinlock machine yet there for Joe due to lack of munitions. Gonna use it as the rifleman. Tiger tank could probably just stand up to move in here and then flank them. Pershing though very rapidly moving. In fact, the Pershing is much faster than the Tiger here. The Tiger itself wasn't exactly slow, it had roughly the same speed as a Sherman tank. Fun fact. Oof, almost got wiped on the rifleman, down to one man. Pershing going for the Grenadiers, ignoring the Tiger, and takes a hit for it across the bow. Bazooka's in support, and going for it, it's going for it. Looks like Joe is going to try and bait it into the Telemine. Can he make it happen? I don't think so. Would have been pretty catastrophic there for Heinous if he actually ran into the Telemine right in front of the Tiger tank. He's going for the Panther. This Tiger lands another shot this time though. It bounces. There you go. Panzerjäger's flanking the Pershing. Joe's clearly got more than one way to skin this cat, or in this case Pershing. Tiger tank now pursuing in here. Smoke's been laid down to try and cover up the retreat of the Pershing. I think Heinous just needs to keep falling back here. He's probably should be anticipating Joe's going to go for the killer with the Tiger tank. Infantrymen going to try and obstruct the way. Very good, very good. Main gun out, but there you go. Lots of bazooka fire into tank rifle going off. He could see the loss of the Tiger. It's calling an artillery strike basically to cover up the retreat. Making it hard here for Heinous to go straight for it. Very nice idea there, very nice, but he needs more troops nearby, and that's really Joe's main issue. Most of his forces are elsewhere in the map, so they cannot immediately move to cover the Tiger. He's moving in the Stuggy to support. Tiger tank lands another hit. Panzerjägers doing what they can here against all of this infantry. Stugi getting flanked by more riflemen. Panzergrenadiers moving up. All low on health though, all low on numbers. Using the mortar to lay down a smoke screen. I think so. I'm not entirely sure where that smoke is coming from. Panzers are close to being wiped out. Stugi shoots. Somewhat decent hit, but nothing quite impressive either. Doing everything he can to get the Tiger safely back to base. Probably going for the Stugi as well. Threatening to put more of Jove's armoured forces out of the fight for a while. Is Jove taking up? He is still not considering that at all. He really think should. And so should Heinous, to be honest. So should Heinous. Tactics need repairs, troops are healing reinforcing, going for the carve points. Jove does not relent. And Heinous is very quick to get the Pershing fixed up. It's going to need, I think, more vehicle crews or echelons to fix it up. I mean, if you get up some tanks to get some vehicle crews out to help with it, that'd be great, but you definitely just need something to speed up the repairs. I mean, the longer it's out of the fight, the better for Jove. Jove also needs more pioneers. I mean, he's only got one pioneer squad to fix a Tiger tank. That is just too slow. Absolutely too slow. That's going to give Heinous a lot of time to get back in the field as well. And that's the issue, with interlocked road wheels. Great for stability and all that, but absolutely hell to just fix and maintain. Heinous was the captain, up close, some heavy damage being inflicted there. Stugi doing what he can to provide artillery support here. Halfway to Betsy free. It's actually not doing a lot of killing though. It is not doing a lot of killing. Doing some damage, but nothing astoundingly lethal. Grenadiers falling back. Stug also repositioning. Jove not going for an additional pioneer squad here. And there you go. Stug close to being taken out, but he does successfully escape the wrath here of Heinous' Pershing tank. Right being exposed to the Stugi, which finally scored itself a few more extra kills. 4. 5 even. Scrum team between the Grenadiers and the lieutenants at the church. We've got pioneers on the way here for Jove. Finally, additional pioneers to speed up the repairs in the south. Just the rear some squad there for Heinous to fix it up. Still no attack. And we certainly won't be seeing any time soon. Is now going for the anti-tank gun to deal with the armour. Second pioneer squad there, get fixed right for Jove, for Germany. We really should take it out. A couple of Stugs would do great for his Tiger, a couple of Panther Force, I mean a couple of anything really. We just do his Tiger great. Pinlock machine being added there to the Tiger tank. Pershing sitting about here. In the west we got the Grenadiers was the rifleman. Shots being blasted, we got the infantry joining in here as well. Bit of a risky position, there's a lot of basically sight blockers there, which means the infantry could be crept up on. And Jove is finally getting a lead here over Heinous in terms of victory point, 262 versus 237. Taking out fire there, Grenadiers and machine guns just unleashing hailstorms of lead upon the lieutenant, caught in a very bad spot. Punch the snap, but the Pershing almost taken out. Also very close to it. 3 grenades off them from Heinous as well, very good. But overall, not very coordinated. So overall, even if he did something, they can't really push through because he just doesn't have the strength to do so. Tiger tank sending out once more for Jove. Going straight for the Pershing and misses. Or fails to penetrate. Captain in front of the Tiger tank. Tiger also fails to make much of an impression on the captain, and it does do some damage, but there's nothing lethal. But there we go. Now the casualties are piling up. If Heinous is captain, being almost wiped out. Pershing goes in here for a shot as well, and fails to actually make much of an impact. Tiger tank very close to veterans, 1-6 kills. Super close to veterans, 1 Pershing going for the flank on the Tiger tank. Rifleman being absolutely slaughtered by the Tiger tank out in the open. Almost got it. Mortar crew exsanguinated. by Heinous is Pershing. There go bazooka find the target. Most shots that failed to penetrate. And there we go. Target weak point from the Stoogie on the Pershing. Another shot fired. Pershing just falling back here. Reasons all need to get out of there very soon. As Jove is just laying down the pressure there. And Heinous really needs additional armor for his Pershing. He really would benefit a ton from it. Going to being approached by the Pershing. Pershing definitely pretty good at dealing with him. So get a wipe here, that'd be great for him. Could overall slow down Jove a bit. Give Heinous more time to do something there. 200 points left here for Heinous and the second armor. 21st Panzer Division is proving to be quite an obstacle. Stoogie lands a good hit against ace level. This crew of rookies are suddenly beginning to achieve something. Lieutenant falling back. Pioneers take a direct hit, need to retreat. Tiger tank lands a good hit there. At least something a good hit. There we go, Stoogie takes out 3 with 1 shot. Is Jove actually taking up there? Yes, he is indeed. Finally, he's moving up there. The tech ladder. As for Heinous, on the hand does not seem to be doing a lot there, but the target's quickly being taken down to half health there. As the anti-tank and the Pershing penetrates the armor. Pershing out of the way eventually too. Opening up for grenades and high mobility. Shot fired and shot missed, and there you go. Panzerfaust off there from Jove's Grenadiers, leaving Heinous' Pershing in a bad spot. Though grenade does obliterate poor Dietrich. Captain is pressed by the MG42 as he moves ahead. Stoogie providing quick covering fire as well. Heinous really needs to take up. And Joe is going there for the Spalmer Core. Could go for Stoogies. A lot of Stoogies, but G's. Or he could go for Panzer IV. If we were to hazard a guess, I'd say though he is going to go for the Panzer IV. The Stoogie I think would be more suited for the Pershing. So we'll see what he ends up with, but both are certainly open as options for Jove. As for Heinous, there's not much happening there. Seems unsure of it, or he just seems to have forgotten entirely there is a possibility he can go for it. Grenade thrown there, and not the best, but still does some damage. Pershing moving ahead here. Straight into the Panzerjägers and the Pack 40. Quite a bit of damage that's going to be inflicted on the Pershing. Pretty fast grenade off here from the Pershing as well, and almost losing it. He's going to lose. He's going to lose. He's going to lose the Pershing. Oh, Heinous. That was not good. Still, he's controlled a lot of the map here, but losing the Pershing on that was definitely not very efficient. Not very good at all. Ace, or Heroic Panzer, was there just immediately retreating in the face of Heinous' infantry superiority there. He's not going to risk it. He might be able to pull it off with eventually 3 Panzers, particularly the way that Heinous was moving about there, but I can certainly understand why he might not feel it is the best risk to make. Stoogie, they're getting bottom of Zugas, but hitting back hard, hitting back hard. Tiger tank being fixed up here, troops reinforcing with an Ostwind for Jove. Alright, that's an interesting choice there. I actually would have figured a Panzer IV here, and then putting another Pershings down, but he's actually committing to the Ostwind. What a strange choice there by Jove. What a strange choice. I mean, it's not bad. It's just not, I think, the most efficient. That would very much, I think, be the Panzer IV. Back here, reinforcement healing for Heinous. I think is now trying to set up for a second Pershing. Hoping that second time is the charm against the Krauts. Oh, good God. Tiger tank just took out an entire unit. Second armoured in some dire straits here as the German army is just tearing it asunder. Tiger tank, in fact, is close to veterancy 2 now. It's only terrible news for Heinous. The Titan is already more accurate is very bad for any infantry. And there you go, another wipe. The casualties are piling up high for Heinous. As the 21st Panzer Division gains some sharper and sharper teeth. He's going to have to pull off some pretty sharp maneuvers there versus Joe, I think, to have a good chance. Some pretty sharp maneuvers. Shots fired there. Some penetrating, some not. Going to be using the fire inside the church, but they seem like safe. Meanwhile, he's slacking it out with the Tiger tank using his Pershing. I don't think that's particularly a great idea there for Heinous, to be honest. That is not where the Pershing excels. It excels versus medium armor, but also dealing with infantry and really just bleeding that out. At least initially. I mean, once it's eventually if they can take on heavy armor more consistently, but it's definitely not seeing the King Tiger class.
A capture point is being overrun. Armor here.
Flak Panzer roaming about. Looking for targets with which to obliterate. Joe remain control the victory points, 210 versus 175. Bombers the Flak Panzer, more rifling up the flank. Can the Ostwind carry the day for Joe, or will it end up a bit less than amazing? Then he's been caught by the Pershing, down to less than half of already as the 90mm explosive shells just tear into them. Being poor Archer dead. And Heinz a bit traumatized. Oh no, his own telemine! He laid it down so early, and in the end it did nothing to the Americans, but resulted in the demise of his Flak Panzer. Ah, hoisted by his own petard. Poor Jove. Quite lucky, of course, for Heinous. I mean, it's not going to swing the game around from, but it does relieve a bit of the pressure, and I suppose it's just amusing. And certainly it's a good reminder, always be careful where you place your mines, and also where you drive around when you're actually around your own mines. I've certainly lost a few tanks and vehicles that way as well, because I suddenly forgot where they bloody well were. More Rangers out here for Heinous. Pershing going straight for the Panzerjägers. And successfully pushing them back here. Pursuit continues, almost got a full wipe there, almost got a full wipe. Back here, reinforcement going on there for Heinous. The anti-tank gun being mobilised, and we got the Tiger tank sending out there. Veteran T2, 20 kills for Deutschland. British have been caught by the Tiger tank, bazookas flying, and not making much of an impact. Tiger in the hand obliterates the echelons, shattering them. That is not looking much better there for Heinous. Pershing goes for the Tiger, shoots, penetrates, gains veterans to 1. Doesn't have missions though for the H-Rep round to push through. And the Cat moves up next. Meal here for the Tiger tank. Sneaks out another hit there on the Tiger tank with the Pershing. But he's losing steady control of the map. He's over-focusing, I think, on the eastern side and a bit at the centre. There's not much happening on the west side. And also really trying to shift overall his axis of attacks and to try and surprise Joe, and that's going to make it easier for Joe to just, react and predict Heinous' move, thusly, shutting them down much more efficiently. Whereas if, Heinous pulled off something really unexpected, Joe would struggle a lot more to deal with it, in which case Heinous would have a better chance, sort of swinging the game around and causing heavier damage. Nice penetrating hit for the anti-tank on the Tiger tank. 210 versus 153, 31. Rifleman under fire there. Ranger squad there. Just equipped with some BARs and bazookas, not with Thompsons. Going for the victory point there, he is steadily bleeding out. 118 now, 115. The situation is looking pretty grim there. And another Panzer IV there for Jove. Well, not another one, he's actually going for one in the first place.
One of our capture points. Armor here.
Fun fact about the Panzer IV once was upgraded with armoured skirts. It actually resembled the Tiger tank so much in silhouette that a lot of American crews and British crews would report a lot of Tiger tanks destroying them. In reality, they're just destroying Panzer IVs, simply because they couldn't tell them apart in a lot of situations, in particular at range. So, little fun fact there. Little fun fact there. Punches the head as a rifleman. Stugi still providing covering, fire the rifleman being obliterated here. Standing no chance against the might of Deutschland.
We got 75 points remaining.
73 points left here for Heinous. Pershing slowly approaching Mechanised 2, but his men are being mauled here by Jove, as if they're being attacked by a rabid, angry bear that speaks German. Almost got the rifleman there. Captain there being obliterated very slowly. Most of Heinous' infantry right now in such a poor condition, he can't really do much with an enemy, as Jove's been able to keep them in somewhat decent condition. Oh! Flanking in the Pershing with the Panzerschrecks. Panzer IV going in, Tiger going in. Blitzkrieg! Blitzkrieg, vorwärts! Deutschland! Nah, never Deutschland. In that sense anyways. You know, forwards, charge, all that. Pershing no down, and with this GG well played from Heinous.
We just lost a heavy tank.
Game over, game over. Heinous renders a victory for the German army. A nice display of mechanized assault. I still would like to see a bit more tech soon, but even then he did in the end. Text wasn't just a full case of Fury syndrome here from Jove as Heinous to an extent, despite having an advantage. Start for the Pershing rather than taking a hit. Then I think that sort of, you know, gave Jove an advantage to catch up with his Tiger, which I think was a bit of a mistake there. Plus, he then didn't take up to at least provide support for the Pershing. So I think there's some strategic issues there for Heinous, but also increasingly got focused here, not enough pressure here. So I think some issues there for Heinous that sort of slowly, slightly just undermined his, you know, entire engagement sufficiently for Joe just, you know, see through it and just, you know, pull ahead. Joe, I think, was much more aggressive, much more, you know, decisive when it came to flanking. You know, I think they had some good use of infantry overall that way, playing a more solid game long term. That sort of just way, just, you know, took advantage of Heinous' sort of small mistakes. I mean, it wasn't like he was making a lot of big ones, even really big ones. It was just these small mistakes sort of constantly piling up, and Jove was just able to just consistently take advantage of them. Certainly, I would say, highlighting just Jove's overall skill, and so notice he's come quite a bit while there since, you know, a couple of months ago he was back after, I think, an army in the Russian army. You know, he was quite rusty, but he's definitely catching on, and we're definitely seeing a lot more of this, you know, well-oiled machine he used to be. So now I think pretty good fight here, certainly highlighting some less seen doctrines like Mechanized Assault, and certainly some otherwise good play there. So I hope you enjoyed it, hope you learned something from it, hope you gave some matches. I mean, there's, I think, a lot here to learn from. If you did, you know, subscribe, like, share, comment. Also, a big thanks to Tugbuck. Not entirely 100% pronouncing this one correctly, but very big thanks to you for donating and supporting the Propagandacast, allowing me to keep doing this. So very big thanks to you. Clap, clap. And if you'd like support, you can donate yourself, or you can pledge on Patreon. Links in the video description. This is Imperial Choose. Thank you for watching. You're all a wonderful audience, and hope to see you all tomorrow again for another exciting episode. Bye.